We're ready to go for a countdown. Right after I adjust this text here.
Oh, the camera?
We'll adjust this bit too.
Perfect.
All right. So, ready for a countdown here. Are you ready?
Yeah, let's go.
All
3,
right.
2, 1, go. All right, so this is WindWaker Randomizer, and I'm playing as Sans. First thing I'm going to do is warp to Cliff Plateau, and I'll be able to see which of 4 of the 6 dungeons are required. So it's everything except for Forbidden Woods and Earth Temple.
I'll preemptively say I hope everyone is looking forward to listening to the same sound effect over and over again, because Woofer should be playing with an audio file right now, in which you're just
we're
going
gonna
to be
get
hearing
some
Sans text
really
noises.
good custom sounds.
So most people, when they play WindWaker Randomizer, they'd be going to Windfall first, because Windfall is the hub of the game where there's the most amount of side quests and free gifts and things to do. But being speedrunners, we know glitches and stuff, so we can early break a couple items that are really helpful over here. And this glitch is called storage. He canceled his WindWaker 3 frames before he hit the ground, which will just store an action that you do, whether it be open a door, open a chest, or pull out your WindWaker.
Do you want to try to fix that laptop? Get it to connect to the internet.
Did it like disconnect?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I need a tracker.
Well, let's see if I can just grab the computer. Sorry.
So here I'll be able to store this chest, but since it's a randomizer, I don't know what's actually going to be in it, and I'm going to have to check the pause menu as soon as I get the chest contents.
Now with chest storage physics, you can run up slopes like he is doing here, and we can get up to this point where we'd normally need a leaf to go across this gap. So we don't know what he got, but
Delivery bag.
Okay.
That's really good.
So now he's going to do storage again off of this ledge. And storage is just anywhere where you can pull out your WindWaker and fall off the ledge 1 frame later, which usually would have to be something in front of your camera to block it, like this wall.
There we go.
Okay, since the tracker is kind of screwed up, are you just wanting me to load your regular one then? The website, since
You should be able to just refresh.
it's not.
Oh, never mind. Yeah, just load the regular one. That's fine. All right, so I'll be able to check here what item I got from the second chest. Let's see.
Oh, that's when you're in.
Oh, okay. Maggie's letter. That's also really good because that's a windfall item. So we're actually saving time with this sequence break. So because I have chest storage, I can't climb ledges, so I'm going to have to do this somewhat precise jump slash.
Found by DNX 4200.
Did you actually?
I mean, I don't think anyone else claims it, so.
I love this route. So yeah, that let me clip into Bird's Peak without the grappling hook or the bait bag. So now I can get this third chest.
Okay, I'll have to. How many are we actually starting with?
4.
4. Okay, I thought so.
Turn off spoils training and miscellaneous.
And expensive purchases.
Yeah, so the flags we're playing with are dungeons, puzzle, secret caves, free gifts,
Short side quest.
mail, and short side quests.
Okay.
So there's
Turn great fairies out, turn short off.
trying to work the
Blind.
tracker.
Yeah, we had some tracker issues. Okay.
Tracker is a valuable tool when running this game because of the fact that you need to know basically where you're going, I guess. And this logically points out what's available to you based on your items.
Check off Cliff Plateau.
Yeah, cool.
Oh,
Second
yeah, you
one.
did do both of them.
And I got delivery bag and
Maggie's letter.
yeah. All right, so now we're on Windfall,
Alright.
which has a bunch of side quests and stuff that I can just get from the very start. So it's a really useful place to go early on. And
Well,
I'm going to
places.
need some. What?
I was just placing this
Okay.
back as soon as you got here.
All right, we are back in business.
Okay. All right, now since that's taken care of.
Optimal text mashing in this game is to hold down B.
Yeah, shout outs to Lego Lunatic who made this randomizer. He added in a bunch of really convenient things like that.
We have fast text, fast rolls, and just ropes. You can turn while on a rope and swinging, whereas in the original you'd have to completely stop and start your momentum up.
Yeah, a lot of things are similar to WindWaker HD.
There's also various like animations for certain things that have been shortened significantly, such as once again grappling hook. Grappling hook overall is just like a way faster process than in the original game.
So these kids are a short side quest, so I need to get them. The good thing, though, is once you start this, you can still go into building, so I'm going to route in a gift from Maggie right here. Oh, I should have mailed the letter. That's not good.
Yeah, as long as you save, or as long as you don't like save and quit or soft reset the game, the hide and seek game will still be going on regardless of where you are. So it allows for some very nice routing through Windfall.
That's
Pick-to-box
convenient.
is very good. The pick-to-box just leads to more Windfall side quests, so the fact that we got that early just means we open up more of the island before we have to leave.
It's definitely satisfying getting a lot of Windfall related stuff when you're on Windfall, just so you don't have to worry about revisiting, since Windfall can be a very nice place to come back to 4 or 5 times if the game really feels like it.
This is another short side quest that I'm going to have to do. It's the side quest to stock the exotic flower in Zunari's shop. So you need to get the town flower from him, then go to Great Fish and trade twice, and then come back here. Pretty much means you need to route in 2 separate Windfall trips, which can be kind of annoying. But getting delivery bag early on is really good because that can go along with our first Windfall trip.
And also disclaimer, this seed has never been played before, so this is not planned out necessarily, other than just like where we're going, but once the items start coming, then where it's going to be deciding based on what we have and what we can go do.
Gooby, is there any chance that I can get Woofer's audio going through my headset? It's not actually going through at all. Purple.
Elvis just gave us a worthless item.
Yeah, we don't need treasure charts at all because they're not in the flag set that we're using.
The cool part about Randomizer is you can make it very little random, or you can make the entire game random. So we just try to keep it to kind of like a general idea of most of it.
He hasn't spoken yet. Woofer, can you try talking?
Hi.
Okay, yeah, it's going through.
Awesome.
You're good.
I really hope you enjoy my voice.
I really like not hearing it incredibly muffled, so I can actually understand it.
There's a face reveal and a voice reveal for me to Woofers. I've never seen or heard him before. I thought he just looked like Sans.
I actually do.
So they got a bait bag, but there's literally only one use for the bait bag, and that's to get into Bird's Rock Peak, but we did that right away, so that's essentially a useless item for the speedrun. We're just talking to ZZ Top here.
I want to talk to him now because I'm going to do Mila at the same time as the Picto Box quest. Mario, please don't talk to me. I do not have time.
The princess is in another castle. I love this character design for the Windfall models. They're just so... Hey, there's a very useful item that I never ever get in a run. I always have my Game Boy Advance hooked up to my Wii, so if I ever needed, I could whip it out and actually use it for the run, but still wouldn't be all too helpful, surprisingly.
So we're getting this letter because I got Forest Pearl earlier. All right.
Wow.
That is a very nice item to have, really. Kind of feel like it's hard to realize until you're a ways through a randomizer, but the Deku Leaf opens up a lot of locations.
Deku Leaf, because of the Deku Leaf in this game, glitches basically exist because you're able to fly around in the out of bounds areas to get to other loading zones. Without the ability to maneuver out of bounds without collision, then basically it would be impossible.
Oh, I didn't turn on the... I don't know what I'm doing. Smart.
Oh, so you didn't want to store the button cutscene?
That's exactly what I want to do.
Would that do anything?
I don't think the windmill would start moving.
Would not be ideal.
We'll test it out sometime.
Well,
Not this round.
what he's going to do now is get storage to...
I hope I have enough time now.
It's gonna be tight, but I think you can still do it.
Mila,
You go
please
up,
don't notice me.
you walk up the steps a little bit.
Please. No.
Oh, she's right there.
This is fine.
I guess she just
Okay.
runs into a pole. Interesting.
Yeah, that was just me forgetting that I was supposed to start the windmill first. Let's try that again.
With Windfall, we usually clear out the things we have to do, change it to night, and then do the Mila side quest, activating the windmill and any other things you can do, like mail a box, mail something, or get letters.
It's really nice for those longer side quests that you are able to actually like do other things in the middle of them without it affecting the NPCs.
Yeah, normally I'd get rupees here, but I already have enough and the Picto Box is supposed to be faster. Sans, please. Storage. I need it right now.
So the storage spot's a little harder because he has to pull out the
There we go.
WindWaker basically on the frame that he steps up onto the ledge.
Sans' voice is a work of art. I spent 2 hours trying to get that to work by looking at a video of Sans talking for 2 minutes and then mapping every single one of those sounds to the proper length. It's my greatest achievement in speedrunning.
Oh.
Not good.
We're just gonna pretend that didn't happen, I guess.
Sans, please. You need to
Oh,
go
no.
faster.
Oh no, Mila.
Might still be okay.
I think he'll probably still have it, yeah.
I hope so.
You might need to go into the center part of the windmill earlier, try to book it.
You have a little bit of time while she's fiddling with the safe before, like, you gotta go get her.
I always forget that just because I always get there right away.
Oh, you stored Mila.
What?
You just stored her text for saying who's there. So
Are you serious?
You lost storage, yeah. I was just thinking those thoughts in my head too.
All right. Well,
Oh, okay.
Alright, so what was
that was a mess. Mess and a half. You know, at least we didn't mess it up a second time.
yeah?
This could have been even worse.
Well, no, you definitely.
You know, I also
would've
have the
been worse.
Deku leaf, so
Oh, you do have the leaf.
so
Oh,
that
no.
that strat I was trying to do saves like no time.
It would have saved time if we would have gotten first try,
Right.
but Mila, when she walks around, if she like, I think it's complete RNG too. If she like notices you, but she'll be like, "Huh, who's there?" And then Link will do a meow sound, which is very strange that Nintendo put that in. But since he had storage, that cutscene played, and then it didn't play because of storage, I guess.
And in doing that, it just changed his direction, like mid jump slash.
Yeah, that was really weird. He got like a right-angled jump slash.
These are some good items.
Power bracelets and what was the other one?
Bow.
Bow. Yeah,
Yeah.
those two are basically gonna open up most of the overworld and dungeons. Yeah, I was curious what the sound was. The did. I thought it was just my headset messing.
No, it is
No,
Sans.
it's every noise that Sans makes.
So I actually have to do that letter quest, and I probably should have mailed that letter before I was going on Windfall.
You have to mail Maggie's letter.
Yeah.
Yeah. Definitely something that is good to do, like right when you get to Windfall, since usually you have to go to Maggie anyway.
And the post box is so conveniently right there. Although this letter gets me every time, the fact that you can mail the letter and then walk straight into the house and the cutscene plays out as if no time had passed. But if you listen to the postman's story, he had to obviously get the letter, deliver it to Forsaken Fortress, theoretically wait for a time for a moblin to respond, and then redeliver it back to here, which he gets thwarted by Old Man Jenkins.
Dude, the postman knows how to book it. He's good at his job.
Faster than me.
My favorite dialogue text boxes in the whole game right there.
Yeah, so I could have actually done that while I was getting the Maggie gift. But now I can talk to the Pictobox ladies, Gossip Girls.
Twice, because you have to. Twice for some reason.
They talk about the school teacher first, and then the next text box they talk about Lenzo and the Mineko, I believe her name is.
However you decide you want to pronounce it.
I just like the first text box that they say when you talk to them. She's so saucy.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that's an interesting item.
I'll get that after.
Yeah, that's pretty nice for the way back.
That's kind of interesting that the items he's gotten has, like, normally you'd have to come back to Windfall maybe 2 or 3 times, but he's getting everything right away. Oh, that's the best item
Oh,
in the game.
yes. Yeah, Windfall's been conveniently giving a lot of stuff that is good for Windfall. Or inconveniently, since it's not really giving him too much past it.
I just noticed your Wii doesn't have a memory card in it.
Yeah, I'm saving to the SD card.
Okay.
My Wii is highly illegal.
Because apparently the faster your memory card is, the faster your save times are. Or the bigger your memory card, the faster your save times are.
It's weird, I would have thought it would have been the other way around. Because it is the other way around for other consoles that I play with.
Like my memory card's like a 2000 block versus my 200 block memory card. Like the save time is like 3 times as fast for the bigger one.
with a PlayStation 2, you can have an 8 megabyte memory card and a 64 meg. The 64 meg on some games will take minutes longer.
Wow.
It's terrible.
No, talk to them.
So movement in this hard is game, I guess.
It's more of L targeting is just not good.
A pearl.
Oh hey, you don't have to play bomb basketball anymore?
So now I can go into paw print. I'm actually going to probably have to come back here later because I can only get 3 out of the 4 chests in here. The last one requires the grappling hook.
Is that
That's my
him?
favorite sound.
That's him going wah down a hole.
I really like when he falls down a hole.
Nice.
Nice.
Now I just need grapple hook in here too.
Well, I already had power bracelets, so
Oh yeah, but just need the grapple hook to clear out.
right.
Oh, bonks are ripped 2.5 seconds. Oh,
Command melody is required for some stuff. So, and that's all the pearls. I think I can actually do quite a bit of Tower of the Gods now, if not all of it. Yeah,
you
all
do
of it.
You have the bow.
Yeah, you just got everything for it. Or,
So-
well, technically you can't, but who cares?
But basically, we just try to do the overworld stuff, which involves Windfall, the Cliff Plateau Islands.
I think it's actually better for me to do Tower of the Gods right now.
And then as soon as we have all the items to enter our first dungeon, we will just go and complete it out because 4 of the dungeons are required to be beaten. Leaf on X. Ugh, Dan's game.
That's how I play.
Dude, that's the strat. I don't know what you're talking about. As long as you don't tell me that you use it on Y.
Yeah, I think your run is going to be basically thrown out, disqualified.
Okay. So maps and compasses and dungeons are interesting because if you get them later on, you actually know for sure that you don't need to get certain chests.
So right now he's using a statue to put in this corner,
That was weird.
specifically here. And using an immovable object to force himself out of bounds.
So this skips me having to go into that room and unlocking this gate.
It's really nice too, since that room is very slow to do.
The rooms in this dungeon are dependent on the water level rising up and down, so if you get into a room when the water level is at the wrong place, then you have to wait a whole cycle, basically.
Right there
Like
was
this dungeon is a good one.
Right there was a very goofy oversight with the door where you're just able to step on the button and it works just fine. I'm pretty sure they expect you to set both statues on the button so that you could go in, but it just stays activated.
I was putting both statues on for a little bit when I began Randomizer. I had no idea. Never even did this part casually.
This room was so hard for me casually because I couldn't hold straight on the analog stick.
Even with notches?
No, if you like hold on the notch, then you need a good camera angle.
Yeah.
So it's hard either way.
And when I do my Tower of the Gods, I usually do the other side first. I see a lot of people doing the right side first, but now he's going to go and do the left side, which there are 3 chests there.
It doesn't really matter which side you do
I actually
first, though, does it?
normally blow up this wall, so I would have done
Yeah.
the first room and then this room, but I jumped out of the boat by accident.
Yeah, I was surprised that he didn't immediately break the wall.
I don't think it matters too much though.
No. You would have spawned back in the boat anyway.
But
This is a really nice section for a couple chests, though. These three, unlike the other side, which has 2 chests that are kind of slow and are based off the water cycles, there's this one chest here that you hardly have to worry about the water cycle, because to get over here, you already need to worry about it. And then there's 2 more chests that are very quick to grab in the next room. These are definitely like convenient chests to look at if you happen to have Tower of the Gods open.
Wow.
so that second
Oh.
key I'm not going to need at all,
Yep.
but that's fine.
Now, if you were to do everything on the floor 1 here and not get that last chest and still not have either small key, we'd know that the last chest is a small key because logically the game expects it for you to progress normally. So, but we're speedrunners, we don't do things normally.
Yeah, normally what you would have to do here would be take a couple of specific statues out of the 2 rooms on this floor that Woofer did not actually enter to place into these notches in the ground, but instead he's going to probably use the statue again to clip out of bounds to go to the next
Yep.
door.
My angle keeps being slightly off. There we go.
Look at this frame perfect leaf pumping action.
This controller is insane. My leaf pumps are perfect.
Literally frame perfect. When you are leaf pumping, you are pressing the A button to cancel your leaf, and then you are pulling your leaf out right after you cancel, so you basically maintain your height, which allows you to cross gaps that were not previously crossable.
That's a nice little optimization there, just to get
Yeah,
up
if
on
you
the
don't get
table.
that roll, you would miss this platform cycle.
Which is like 15 seconds, it seems
Yeah.
like.
It feels like an eternity.
Any time you're spent around waiting, doing nothing, feels like an eternity in speedruns.
Look at that no scope.
Should have 360'd it too.
Dab on all the haters.
I wish Sans could dab.
Give him like a taunt button or something. Now, something I didn't know about Randomizer is your cursor always starts on a save button until you get the telescope, and then it starts on
Oh,
telescope.
really? That's... Huh.
Because I got used to it, and then all of a sudden I got the telescope, and I was confused why my cursor was in a different place every time.
I never thought about that.
So that's the item that the game checks for. It's like your 0/0 item.
Yeah.
And without that, you can manipulate your file inventory. FIT.
I think
Well-
that's like the only glitch that's banned in the tournament. But I'm not sure how you would even do it.
I'm not even sure how to do it normally.
So here I'm going to do a cool strat where I will not have to have the statue bounce all the time.
This is called Jack's Clip, found by a 10-year-old guy named Jack, who doesn't even speedrun the game.
Yeah, it's the most heartwarming story for any glitch. I remember when that guy found it. Was it his dad or something that?
I think it was
post-
older brother.
Oh, okay, yeah. So it got posted in the WindWaker Discord server.
It's very helpful, though.
Yeah,
I think it's even faster than SD's Tango Balloon strat there.
yeah, because you don't have to wait at all, really.
No, I really just like thinking about the aspect of a rock giving you an item.
Very
Not-
heavy
not
item
bad
from the
either.
rock. Thank you, rock.
Thank you, Dwayne. Goodbye, Dwayne.
I'll miss you. I liked your movies.
I don't really.
Oh.
Oh. Nah, he's okay.
In this room, I'm going to be able to skip using the command melody with very precise side hop. This is the one room where the different custom models actually matter because you kind of use the feet as a visual cue for where to line up, and Sans' feet are really far apart and bony. So I actually had to relearn this strat with Sans.
I like the snake model.
Nice.
Some of the models that have been made for Randomizer lately have been getting more and more intricate, and they're pretty cool.
Yeah, they're actually doing custom items like the Deku Leaf, for example, is a parachute with the custom snake model. It's pretty awesome.
Or
Just like it's a parachute with the custom Bart model.
Yeah.
with Lucario model, bombs are like Pokeballs or Voltorbs, I think. And
Lately, somebody's been working on a Nathan Drake model.
Yeah, that one
That
was
one's
cool
been-
too.
Yeah, that one's been looking really nice. Except it's really weird that you block with a book. A very small book.
so what Wolfers was going for on this Dark Knot is that you damage the armor, and the armor has its own health bar, and then you take the armor off manually, and the Dark Knot inside still has the same healthier armor would. So he would have had to do many less slashes if the armor wouldn't have like broke off there.
There's also a nice little strat with the Dark Knight after you end up removing the armor, which is just slightly delaying every one of your hits so that you don't ever finish off a combo. Making it so that you can just keep breaking poise for the Dark Knight and just keep
Nice.
hitting him over and over.
Anything that makes your enemies fall over is just spin attacks. Fourth hit on your slash and jump slashes. So if you can avoid those and keep your enemy up, then you'll get them down a lot quicker. It's like the only cutscenes in the game still, though, because basically all the cutscenes and even little cutscenes here and there have been removed, but Tower of the Gods still is the worst.
I think
option.
they might remove these soon. I know Trog was suggesting it.
Or speed it up or something, put it in like ×2.
Yeah. Hopefully.
Anything really. The pacing of this dungeon was already bad enough, and now you just have to stand for a minute.
I guess if you had Tingle Tuner, you could do the Tingle Balloon strat for this room.
I'm still a fan of jumping towards the gap while still holding the bomb so that the recoil throws you into that little room. I always get unnerved when I happen to hold the wrong direction going towards the chest in this room.
Alright, so now I have both the map and the compass.
So that's your first empty bottle?
Yeah, so now I'm going to be able to get soup and also get the letter from Grandma.
I had, on one of my first seeds I had played through, I didn't know how to get Grandma to send the letter, so I had cleared out all 6 dungeons at the time, and the entire overworld, and still was lost. no big key skip, dang. It's just quicker to avoid out there than it is to go back to the entrance normally. And if it's not quicker, it's still more consistent.
Yeah. Also more magic.
Yeah, you trying to conserve your magic a little bit for this room.
Yeah, this next room has some setups going on.
You can do that puzzle with one statue, but you'd have to do some quick maneuvering.
I did that when I ran the game, but with the randomizer, I've just been too scared.
Well, you get quick rolls on randomizer, so it's actually easier.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So all this is some fairly precise movement to avoid having the wizrobe spawn on the way back.
Yeah, it also skips having to play a command melody because I'm just on top here already.
Will the wizrobe not spawn now?
It won't because I went over the trigger. The trigger's like at the statue's level, but I was too high up for it.
I usually just leaf straight for the statue. And then leaf cancel on the statue's pedestal thing.
Yeah, I think if you do that, the wizard does spawn.
Yeah, it does. The worst room in the game right here. Those bats can really screw you over.
It's actually not as bad in randomizer because you can climb ladders faster, so you don't get hit down as often.
But if they want to, they will.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Getting hasty on that track and they're already assuming that you beat the boss. What
I
if
already
you
know the
can't?
boss is going to drop the shard. I think I can. So the way that race mode works is the 4 dungeons that are required, those bosses drop the 4 shards, and since we start with 4 shards already, it means that I know exactly what I need to do to get the Triforce.
Before race mode was a thing, we'd have to go to all 6 dungeons and just hope that we could find the right stuff within the 6 dungeons.
Yeah, and a lot of races came down to guessing which dungeons are going to be useful.
So now that we know what dungeons are going to be useful, it's basically going to come down to movement, execution, and a little bit of routing.
This cutscene's gone now.
Still can't skip that BMOS, apparently.
You can if you're not bad.
I've done it maybe once.
Oh, that
Hey,
was
that
sick.
was really swag.
That double is actually pretty rare too.
I'd probably get hit by that double 100% of the time.
Sans actually has slightly higher jump slashes, so it's easier. Just
Wow.
kidding, that's a lie. So I just got fire and ice arrows, which means these hands are going to be way faster. Instead of 2 shots, it'll take 1 shot for each of them.
With the regular head, though, you still have to use normal arrows, though.
I run under Godin to cancel the cutscene of him shooting fireballs at me.
I'm a fire in my laser.
Welcome to 2009.
Dude, these hands have screwed me over so bad, though, before. For some reason, the hands can just respawn in mid-battle.
Yeah, so the reason that actually happens is because the hands have a certain respawn time that's like a random between, I don't know how many seconds, but it's like 3 seconds to very long time. So the reason that they respawn is because it just happened to be a really short time for them to reappear again.
Like that.
Yeah. But with the ice arrows, it's not nearly as bad.
There's also the fact that the head can sometimes just be very inconvenient and
Yeah.
hide inside of the hands.
There we go. If you hang off the ledge here, you get glitched into the ground for the cutscene.
I hope I don't accidentally go into warp with that. I need my shard.
If you press A, do a side hop and a jump slash, you'll be fine
Okay.
in that order.
I'm not sure I'm going to go for the side hop and jump slash, but I'll press A at least. Because that'll make me drop and then
Yeah, you'll just
instantly,
appear up, yeah. Oh, you got a Triforce shard. Whoa.
Whoa, what luck?
That was
Sounds like
supposed to
he-
be random.
Sounds like I knew that was supposed to be there or something. Right, I would imagine you'd be heading probably towards Dragon Roost next.
I'm going to get Bomb Island,
Okay.
I
Right,
think.
you don't have
Oh,
grappling
wait,
hook
I'm going the
yet, so
wrong
there's-
way.
It's probably worth looking around to see if you can find grappling hooks somewhere before you go to Dragon Roost.
Is grapple hook even needed for Dragon Roost besides the boss? Oh yeah, the boss.
Yeah, you need to beat the boss.
And it wouldn't be logical that the grapple hook would be inside Dragon Roost, would it?
It could.
I guess it would.
It's
It-
just
it
kind of
could.
unlikely.
Yeah, it could be there. It's just a lot more likely to be placed like somewhere in the overworld, for instance. Really anywhere.
So here I'm going to get a letter that I could have gotten a while ago, which is for getting bombs. Beetle mails me a letter.
Shouldn't you also be able to talk to that guy for
Uh,
exact flower? Or is
I don't think you can get the exotic flower from him.
No, you have to trade
right.
with the.
you can get
Oh,
like the
that's
first
convenient.
one from him, and then the second one's like only.
I never fully figured out the route casually with that one because different islands of different trades will give you different items.
And it's weird.
I just went to Bomb Island, Great Fish, and then Mother and Child, and that usually, like, for the most part, got most of them. But there were, like, 2 that I just missed because of doing it like that. I don't know.
I know I bothered with it casually, but that was so long ago that I don't remember like anything.
Oh, we did our co-op
well,
WindWaker rando with all the flags.
I didn't do that quest.
IGN has a very good walkthrough for it. Would recommend.
Yeah, I bet you got to look very nicely at that for a while.
Oh, I could have used hookshot.
Such
Good,
a
good
Okay.
movement.
also withered trees.
Well, this island is Cancer.
But I have very good setups.
Makes them undefeatable.
Yeah, I only win races because of this island. It's a fact.
There's actually a very nice thing that tends to happen in this area just because of the way that they end up setting up the buttons. You can kind of tell ahead of time if you end up hitting a button when one of the what are the enemies actually in this place? I forgot the name right now.
Magtails?
That is
Yeah,
the most useful
Magtails.
item in the game, Wind-Guns Zarya.
Yes.
It's useful for one thing, but that's actually optional. But skipping it is Cancer as well.
If I'm the one making a seed, it's always useful. Because I'm fantastic at making Wind Gods Zarya necessary for some reason.
Where is Ice Ring?
Yeah, what I was going to say in Bomb Island was, if you end up throwing the Magtails in the right spot, usually the game will just like completely stop your movement for a couple frames as you're rolling away, which kind of like lets you know that you end up hitting the button, which is convenient despite the fact that, I mean, you have already gone away.
So here's sail pumping. That's basically like leaf pumping, except with a sail. Whoop whoop.
10 out of 10 explanation.
Hey, I mean, something's happening.
Yeah.
With this ice ring isle, we're going to set the wind to a specific direction so that we can make really
I actually think my angle should be good right now.
Yeah.
There actually used to be a spooky thing on this island with the Sands model. you would consistently get something called light glitch.
Really?
Yeah, but they fixed it. That's why I'm playing as Sans. It's perfect now.
Yeah, before, during like the time of the first tourney, you would like consistently get light glitch if you ended
Yeah,
up
I
saving
had
and
light
quitting.
glitch in the final tournament match as Sans. And I lost 30 seconds in Forbidden Woods because the game ran at 1 frame per second.
I've tried to recreate light glitch on the SD version or the original, but I never quite got it. From what I was told, you had to die in the room before the boss in Tower of the Gods, and then basically have an invisible island or an invisible bomb somewhere on an island.
So I'm going to get soup now.
Did you forget to get the ferry in Tower of the Gods?
Yes. There was one next to the boss door, you're right.
Yeah.
I always forget 100% of the time.
Well, thankfully, one warp out of the way for a ferry only wastes like 30 seconds.
Yeah.
Yeah, luckily Mother and Child allows you to just warp directly.
Should
Yeah, should be fine.
we have a $100 donation from Snyak, who says, "Have some rupees. Woofer Z's choice."
Orange rupee.
Choice between what?
The bid war or goal choice, whatever you'd like.
I don't know which ones are available.
Let's see. We have
I messed it up.
Close enough.
under goals. There's some for Earthlock Secret Mega Boss Fight. There's Silly Stuff Showcase for Disney's Extreme Skate Adventure. There's No Encounter Skips for Deltarune. There's
Deltarune.
Deltarune? All right, let's do that.
This randomizer is brought to you by Undertale, after all.
Sad grandma music. Hope that's played at my funeral.
Sans doesn't really care though, he's just always happy.
Sans never dies.
He doesn't need a fairy. Yeah, what would happen if a fairy revitalized Sans? Would he be human again?
Yeah.
You would,
He turns into Ness.
yeah, I was about to say that.
Turns into Gooby.
Why do I have a letter? I'm confused.
That's a good question.
No, because normally you only get that when it turns night. That might have been an unnecessary song of passing. Okay.
Oh my gosh, really?
All right. So that's one of the items that we actually need to beat the game. The others are all the Master Sword upgrades, grappling hook, hook shot, and the Triforce.
Nah, just do Morph Hover. You don't need Hook Shot. Or Fairy Hover.
That'll be your job in the next run. Good luck.
Nope. YOLO. If you get a Fairy Hover first try, it saves 30 seconds, but it's 2% chance.
I like those odds.
So you're saying there's a chance.
It's greater than 0.
The guy who has the world record for HD right now is asking about the Fairy Hover because his time is getting very, very optimized, so that he might actually have to go for that.
You see, I don't know what you're talking about. It's a 50-50 chance. You either get it or you don't.
I must be on the
There's
bad
only
side of
2
50.
options there, therefore they must be even.
Do you know the bomb push clip in this one?
No.
Oh.
I've learned it before, but I'm bad, so I'm not doing it.
No. I better stop helping you out with strats because I need to beat you.
Yeah, you just gave away all your secrets.
There are a lot of strats in this cave, though.
There are a lot of strats in this cave. Unbelievable. How many different ways there are just to get through this cave.
Oh, I don't have Skullhammer.
Luckily with Deku Leaf, there are even more quite fast ways to get through this. There are some ways to sequence break through all of this without like having Deku Leaf, but it just makes it way more convenient.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't need a sword or anything
Yeah.
to get through this.
I've done some of the sequence breaks with only like one of the sticks that the game gives you in this cave. It's just really annoying because most of the time you just throw it instead of jump slashing.
And normally you just need to open up a warp pot to get over here. There's another way to get to this chest where there's some collision that's the developers just didn't put on the floor, and you fall through it, and then you're inside the boat from underneath the treasure chest, and then you just hook shot the treasure chest up into it. That cave is just chock full of strats.
There's also like a couple spots that you can just like jump slash from like rolling off of a ledge,
Oh yeah.
as well as doing bomb boosts.
Yep, bomb
There's
boosts.
just so many strats because they decided to make a bunch of platforms that are just barely out of reach.
Just why when I was a kid I disliked that area so much. I don't know why.
So do you think it's faster to warp to Great Fish or sail to there?
From here, I think it would be faster to warp.
Okay. Thanks for the tip.
No problem.
It might be faster, but it's literally going to be by a couple seconds.
Yeah, it's going to be minuscule.
With
Nice shot.
warping in this game, like if you warp to a wrong area, it's like 15 seconds time loss, whereas in the original, you'd have to play the song twice, and then there'd be a longer cutscene and stuff, so it'd be closer to like 30 plus seconds.
A thing to definitely keep in mind when it comes to like thinking about it in seconds is when you do warp to an island, unless it is to Mother and Child Isle, where everything doesn't matter in this case, because you can't enter there any other way.
Do you have zero arrows?
Oh, thanks.
Most of the time you end up spawning a little ways away from the island, so you still have to take the time to sail to it.
So I'd say you don't want to get caught with 0 arrows.
Yeah, that would not be
That
fun.
would be bad.
So the reason I'm going to Great Fish is so I can do that trading sequence that I was putting off before. And then after that, I'll be able to go to Windfall and do some other chests.
What Wolfer ends up doing at the end of most of the times that he ends up sailing is he'll take out the WindWaker to completely cut all of his momentum from the boat. It's just a much quicker way to have the game allow you to jump out of the boat. You can also do it with a bunch of like other objects in the game. It's just like WindWaker completely stops your momentum instantaneously. You can do it with like the bow, for example, but it can be a little awkward.
So here I'm going to do the lighthouse thing first because it's already night. And then we'll hit up Tsunari.
Oh yeah, miscellaneous chests are in race mode now, so there's no reason to store the cutscene.
Yeah, that other chest would actually not spawn if I start it.
Yeah, previously, during like tournaments or stuff, the one chest that ends up spawning from the lighthouse, the one that appears on the island, was not part of like the possible areas for progression items. So you were able to just store the cutscene for the lighthouse.
I just want to point out that Sand shoots bones.
Bone and arrow?
Yeah. That jump's really cool. Hopefully I landed in the right spot. Yeah, I'm good.
Wow.
Yeah, I just gave away my strats, so.
Yeah. Nice.
Nope, not the flower.
Mail the flower.
I still don't understand why the game just allows you to throw anything into the mailbox.
Yeah, I love mailing the WindWaker by accident. I'd love it if you mailed something and it made you lose the item.
So you had to pick it up somewhere else. It restores it in a chest.
All right, so
That's nice to have.
with that, I can get a chest on Forsaken Fortress.
You can get all the chests on Forsaken Fortress.
I don't have Skullhammer.
Yeah.
No, you can still get them all though.
That's
You WindWaker
how
dive.
do I beat Homerrock?
You can get all the chests.
Okay,
but hell
I
no.
see your point.
But that's cheating.
Still like caught in the brains that the bosses weren't needed because of the original random settings, where I would just avoid the bosses like the plague. Would usually end up being like get Helmrock King and he'd drop like a 1 rupee or something. You know, he's giving out like 200 rupees like it's nothing, and his worker there is just in rags and poor as hell, so.
I mean, Mila already stole out 200 rupees from him.
It's like the.
All right, so I'm just gonna go straight to Dragon Roost now.
Most people would do Dragon Roost first, but not Woofers because he's so fast. Because Dragon Roost is a lot of basic movement. There's nothing really.
Well, I like putting it off until I have a guaranteed full clear because revisiting it's pretty annoying.
Oh, it's trash.
Also, the game did kind of throw him all of the pearls at once, so it was
Yeah.
practically screaming at him to go to Tower of the Gods.
Wish you can just post or hit that post box from your boat.
Yeah, I don't like doing that because I'm bad. Every time I try to do it, I'm like in the wrong spot and then I can't reach it.
Or you're too close or something.
Yeah. Please appreciate my baby strats.
You still beat everyone, so whatever works, I guess.
So as I said a while ago, since he already got Din's Pearl, he doesn't have to deal with
Yep.
this.
No cutscene.
That's another thing that I always forget about that's really nice. They end up boosting the push block speed.
Yeah, that's really good in Earth Temple. We don't have to go in that dungeon though. So this is going to be a small key because it has to be.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can store this cutscene too.
Yeah. I don't trust my storage right now though. Because I think this CRT has less delay than I'm normally used to.
Isn't that a good thing?
Yeah, but it messes up my timing.
It's really nice having either like bombs or fire arrows here, because otherwise you'd have to go completely the other direction around to be able to grab this chest.
What is this, vanilla?
That wasn't good. I held on the stick.
That was excellent. What are you talking about?
This game does this thing where sometimes you can hold on the stick in a completely different direction, but it still remembers your old camera angle. That's what happened there.
Analog glitch. I get that all the time when I'm playing Twilight Princess, but not so much this game. I don't know.
Okay,
Red light.
so since we've already determined that the mirror shield or that Earth Temple is unnecessary, the Mirror Shield is actually not that useful or useful.
It will let us get angular isles,
Yeah.
but nothing else.
Yep.
Hopefully Angular Isles isn't needed, but
Angular usually isn't that slow, at least.
At least with hookshot. Yeah.
it's just kind of out of the way too.
Yeah. Especially since we don't have to do Forbidden Woods. So there's like nothing near there. Buddy, don't touch me.
I don't think I've ever seen that guy hit someone when you end up jumping there.
It's RNG if he swings right away or if he waits and tries to aggro on you.
Either way, that Bakoblin gets really confused when you jump there.
And that Kagrak did not die from a rock being impaled in its face.
Sometimes if you're really lucky, it will actually push you closer to the door. This is the room where you get messed up by rats and they steal all of your money sometimes.
In HD, we use this room as
Oh, there we go.
as a strat because you need a specific amount of rupees. So if you have like 7 rupees and you get hit by a rat, it could pop out like 15.
So yeah, good
That-
call on the
that's
grappling
weird.
hook. Also, shoutouts to rats. That's gonna get us a letter.
It's okay, you can hold those rupees and some more now. The letter is more important though.
Okay, so we're still missing a compass. Oh, I don't have it. Okay. That's kind of annoying.
That
So because I
means-
don't have the key, I'm gonna have to go to the big key chest.
I usually route that one in right after I do the one by the dungeon map, the vanilla dungeon.
Yeah,
map
I would do that, but I didn't get grappled till
Oh,
inside
yeah.
the dungeon, so it's a bit weird.
The big key chest is also very out of the way in the first place, so if you can avoid it, it would generally be nice.
It's like 2 out of 3 times as well that it has the small key and it needed to progress through the rest of the dungeon. In my seeds anyway.
Yeah, I think it's over half.
Just because it only needs what the grapple hook and the leaf to get to.
Well, the keys get placed before, like regardless of items. It just happens to be early on because it's not behind any keys except the first door.
You can mash A there in the middle of that cutscene to hop off on your backswing.
Oh, really?
Yeah, there's
Okay.
a 1-frame window there.
Oh, amazing.
Are you suggesting that I should go for that?
Yeah, I think you should give it a shot if you, because
Well,
if you miss it,
it's only 1 frame, meaning that you'll get it consistently if you hit that frame.
sounds easy enough.
There's no way for it to send you off in some other random direction because you can't move during it.
There's a 50% chance you'll get the frame.
Yeah,
Well, it won't.
exactly. You either get it or you don't. You're starting to understand.
Save warping is also commonly used as a way to get yourself back to the beginning of the dungeon because it's much quicker than movement.
It's kind of a shame of like the placement of where you started to have to get keys as well, because like just after the room they needed the key,
Yeah.
he would have been perfectly fine and would have been able to get to a pot to be able to teleport.
Couldn't you do chest storage to skip the 1 key?
Maybe.
Where you walk on the side
Yeah.
slopes here to skip the 1 door? Ladder climbing is so fast. That crawl speed was increased, pulling blocks, climbing ladders, rolling. What else was?
I didn't actually know crawl speed was increased.
Is it?
Yeah, it's way faster.
All right, we're back here.
It's behind door number 4.
Some sticks.
I guess I could technically have used fire arrows, but then I'd need to use 3 arrows, so whatever.
There's a guy who's been working on tasking this game. He just uploaded the video to one of the discords of him going through this entire dungeon with just the stick, where he would drop the stick right next to a door, and with the wonky bounce physics of the stick would bounce through the door as he opened it up, and he could get the stick through the entire dungeon. Well, it was a task, obviously, so
Yeah.
save states and stuff.
That was
but
also
just-
Azer, right?
yeah, Azer. So crazy. Crazy Azer.
Like, did he fight the boss with it? Or does it actually go through that trigger? Or?
No,
No,
that's a
not
bug.
that
Okay,
one.
I didn't think so.
I think the
Oh wait, I need to do the pot room chase.
I almost always forget this one.
Yeah, good thing you didn't skip that.
Actually, on WindWaker Randomizer, you can skip every single boss key, technically, I think.
Here's something actually really convenient if you need to deal with magtails. If you actually have ice arrows, you can just shoot them directly with it, regardless of like what they are doing, and they will hardly get knocked back, and they will immediately go into their curled up state. So it could be like this. It could be
Useful
very,
information.
very useful for like Bomb Island, for example.
Alright, so that is actually a completely useless item. Because we don't need to do Earth Temple.
This warp pod's very important, don't forget it.
I almost did. So hopefully here I do not find the compass, because then I can skip a chest. Since we know Goma has a shard.
Next couple.
You could store the Kagarat cutscene bringing this moblin in.
That lets you like hit him before he lands, right?
Yeah, and then he's like at a skew, kind of like halfway to the ground at that point. On WindWaker HD though, if
Okay,
you,
this is good.
if you like dry roll off a ledge and you're hanging onto it when that cutscene starts, you soft lock.
I didn't need the warp pod.
Oh, rip 5 seconds. Now, if he didn't have the big key at this point, he could store one of those chests out there and just walk through the side of the door. But sadly, as much as glitches are awesome, they're rarely actually helpful for a randomizer because of how well this game is just put together.
Yeah. I mean, I think a big reason is because Swift Sail kind of nerfs super swimming, and then chest storage is weird because you're actually trying to get every chest in a dungeon.
Yeah.
Yeah, whereas chest storage can be very convenient to get like a specific chest, for example. getting a bunch of ones is not near as good, especially off of the one that you get storage off of. You can't actually see what item you got right away, just because it stores the cutscene.
And after the first 2 cycles of this fight, he'll go around to the backside, so after the 3rd one, he'll be right in front of Goma for optimum killing time. Kind of interesting how Goma was the first boss in Ocarina of Time, and is also the first boss in Wind Waker.
Except in Randomizer, because I fought Godin.
Oh, and I guess vanilla SD speedrunning. It's the second dungeon you do,
Yeah, that too.
if you count Forsaken Fortress a dungeon.
What do you think Goma's going to drop?
I don't know, man. I'm thinking a yellow rock of some sort.
Yellow Rupee.
Yellow Rupee, yeah.
Yeah, I think a yellow rupee.
This cutscene is about 2 seconds faster for SD than HD because HD lags.
I think
so
that's a yellow
hard.
rupee. I can't really tell for sure.
Yeah, probably don't need that then.
Yeah.
Not too shabby.
Does Paw Print have a mailbox?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Oh.
You sure you didn't want to just leave that behind?
No, it's fine. I need money.
A tiny thing that I find very funny with this game is that in very specific instances when you have Triforce shards placed, it will not only say that it has a Triforce shard, but it will also give the number of the Triforce shard. For instance, if you get a Triforce shard in the auction, it might say that you might be able to win this fabulous Triforce shard 5.
With like a parentheses around the 5 or
No,
something? Or
no, it just tacks the 5 after it.
Interesting.
You're like, great, I needed to know which one it was. Never do auction in your randomizers, though. It's boring.
I'm using the shameless stream plugs channel to put Midwest Speedfest on the randomizers Discord. I've never used shameless stream plugs.
You should go into playthrough and then keep everyone updated on what items we're getting.
Yeah. Make sure to keep taking pictures of the PVM. Or the tracker, either one.
My phone is so slow I couldn't keep up. It's like a Samsung Galaxy J3 Emerge. So it's like the off-brand.
I've never heard of that.
Well, I have a Samsung Galaxy J7. The J series.
I didn't
just
know
feels
there
like
was a J series.
The J series is like a discount series.
Basically, yeah. For
I think
people,
mine's like similar to an S5. It's okay, I guess.
I had an S5 back in the day. When I was at AGDQ 2017, I dropped my S5 and my screen melted.
what? What?
What?
Did it just like?
It turned purple and then black
From what?
from dropping it onto carpet.
Oh, huh?
Okay, so now
Oh,
we can
that's
do
good
all
to
of
have.
Forsaken Fortress.
You can also go to Private Oasis if you want.
That is true.
Private Oasis is
I
a nice
think
place to show
I'm...
off.
Well, the
what
thing
you
is we can also check all of Wind Temple now. I think basically everything's open. It's just finding
Yeah.
items.
Ray Kilt is watching Cryptic Bob play anything. The randomizer boys. I just love the Wind Waker community. It's just like, if you're depressed and alone, join the Wind Waker community, and you can be depressed and with people.
Accurate. For pretty much any speedrunning community.
It's like, people are so welcoming to speedrunning
Yeah.
because it's such a thing that people don't even want to do. Or they'll want to do it, but then they find out how much actual work it is. And
That was the
then
thing you were talking about.
just
I just learned.
Yeah, as you spend more time speedrunning, you either get more into it or you get more depressed about your own decisions.
Did I wake up this morning and make the right decision? No.
No. Am I going to change it?
Nope.
Probably not.
I'll just make those decisions, the
Later.
bad decisions, quicker.
I wish this climbing was faster.
Just one more aspect to speed up. Nice.
Okay.
That was very helpful.
So we only need one more item and then to beat 2 dungeons. So I think it would be smart right now to
Do those.
go to Private Oasis.
We do early Cabana Deeds.
Actually, no, I'm
Yes,
gonna.
Cabana did.
I'm doing Forsaken Fortress.
Okay.
I'll just full clear that because it's fast.
Do you mind if I read off a donation?
Yeah, go
Yeah,
ahead.
No.
So I got $5 from Rekilt. I hope I said his name
Ray
right.
killed.
He says, I already did a shameless plug in the Discord, Dean, with the winky face. Good luck on this almost perfect seed, Wolfer. Thank you for the $5 donation.
Thank you, Rick Hilt.
My hero.
Almost perfect. See.
Oh yeah, I forgot to check this. I hope this is a sword upgrade.
Do you have need of a joy pendant, a yellow rupee, or a treasure chart? No.
I
Wait.
mean, they're tempting. That treasure chart might have something.
Wait, did I ever get Note to Mom?
Did you
yeah.
mail it?
I don't think. you
Didn't I mail
mailed
it? Where is
No,
it?
you must have.
Am I crazy? I definitely got it.
This is the problem with doing like a seed just before doing another seed. Sometimes the memory overlaps a little
No,
bit.
yeah,
Oh, it's
perfect.
To my son's superior.
Damn. I wanted that sword. All right, so now we're gonna super swim.
The only useful super swim in the game right here. So if you have epilepsy, look away. 187.
Sans makes some really good noises when he's about to drown, by the way. So if I fail this super swim, it'll be worth it.
At least you have something to look forward to.
It's also really funny and stupid looking at his face staring.
Yeah, I was about to say his face.
He's really enjoying himself.
Oh, this isn't good.
Oh no.
Yeah. Oh, there it is.
There we go, Sans.
Wow.
Good job,
That
buddy.
was so close. Right now he's performing a WindWaker dive.
WindWaker dive is walk off the ledge and the first 3 frames pull out your WindWaker. Now, if you wanted to, you can go into this loading zone right here, and that would get you into Forsaken Fortress without having need for Master Sword or a Skull Hammer. And you can clear out the inside chests with neither one of those items.
I really appreciate how underneath the map they just have a door sitting there.
There's actually, I think, another door up by the loading zone for the one up top.
I'm surprised I got the sounds to play for this. Normally they don't if you super swim.
For some reason, the island doesn't load properly when you super swim here. In this fight, like, just other than the music, there's no other sound effects going on.
Well, you did spend a lot of time taking a nice tour.
Yeah, that
around
might
at
have been
the
it,
start.
honestly.
With this fight, I usually just stare at the door and try to make him spawn behind me, because if he spawns on the ground, it's a bit of time.
All right, so
lost.
here I'm going to do chest storage. Because that's going to let me go straight to Helmarok a lot faster. But that means I'm going to have to check what item I got. It's actually better not to check right away. For the... You basically can't check the maps and compasses right away because Helmarok is considered to be outside. So like, if I did deep pad up, it would show the sea chart.
That was first try.
Yeah, I'm too good.
It only takes me like 5 or 6 bombs to get that. And now he has chest storage, which alters Link's collision or sands. Whoops. And allows you to walk up slopes, I guess. So they're optional.
And now Sans has a much more round hitbox, which is usually used to accommodate to allow him to be able to enter the chest. But since he stored it, he still has it.
I think you got a bottle. I think you have all 4 bottles.
Oh, yeah. Okay, cool. I wouldn't have noticed, so that's good.
Yeah, for some reason, Nintendo, to make Link actually open up the chest, they made his hitbox really tiny so that they could fit the model into opening up the chest. If only WindWaker HD 4K has storage and item sliding in it. At Nintendo. And that's the boss fight. GG.
Yep. So I think my favorite
Bo
thing.
Coblin was in the wall.
Let me just
there.
play a song. Celebrate my victory.
Play some taps.
So there I did storage, and that let me move around in the cutscene. So that's going to put me inside this big structure. And ideally, Helm Rock will just drop down and get stuck, and I'll be able to get all my hits in really quickly. Which is going to bypass a boss that would normally be a lot of luck.
Now with this boss fight, normally Helmrock King would fly around randomly, land, try to peck you, and then you would get 1 hit off on it, and then the process would repeat. So he gets all 4 hits in right here, free basically, which is probably 2 minutes quicker just for this phase alone.
It's weird that it sent you through the wall.
Yeah, it tends to do that.
I think it does that because his model or his collision picks Link up when the cutscene activates.
So
or
yeah, that's
something.
the whole fight.
Greatest cutscene right here.
This speedrunning versus casual strat.
Oh, look at that rock.
So fast. I like how the wooden door on the bottom of Forsaken Fortress is missing too, implying that you broke or bombed the door down to get in the front end.
So this seed could potentially be super quick if we find the sword really soon. Because as soon as we find the sword, we can just beat Wind Temple and then go to the end of the game.
Ideally, you want to have basically everything you need, like your fully upgraded sword and light arrows before you do your last dungeon, so you can just blow right
Yeah.
to the end.
Earth Temple and Wind Temple are especially fast for when you just need to beat the dungeon.
And they're exceptionally slow when you need to do the whole thing.
Sorry, I don't know why I found that funny.
Sans Mist.
Great.
So I still don't have any map or compass. So I'll probably... Actually, I think I'm guaranteed to skip 1 chest.
Yeah.
It'd be really nice if the first chest that you end up looking at, though, is not the map or compass.
Oh, wait, no. I guess I'm not guaranteed if I just find them.
I guess if it's the Master Sword, that's good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that would be pretty cool.
Yeah, that would be...
Damn.
Oh, dang.
Hopefully this is not the compass. Okay,
Alright.
well, we at least skipped 1 chest. Alright, so I think the plan now is to check Cabana and Angular, and then do Wind Temple until we find the sword.
say that's a pretty good idea. Check the things that are fairly quick first before you start spending your time going all the way through Wind Temple.
Yeah.
I would definitely say that all 3 chests in Private Oasis are very quick, especially if you
Well, it's
know.
just the 2 in this
Yeah.
flag set, but
Yeah.
and then Angular is going to be pretty quick as well.
There's some very convenient glitches inside of like the cave for Private Oasis.
Oh, we can also check the Arrow's letter. Hopefully, yeah, it's already there. Cool. Maybe the sword's here. No Tingle. I don't want your useless letter. Master Sword. Okay.
Okay, we got a rainbow rupee.
So that's actually a custom model that LEGO made just for this randomizer. It would normally be the reward for all the Tingle statues, but it can just appear as a random item.
So in Private Oasis here, we're going to be utilizing some funky hitboxes that the Skullhammer has.
That's
Or
not
getting
good.
hit by rats. That's also an option.
Oops. There we go. Oh, I love this.
Gotta put it on.
So now we are officially Ness.
Really?
Yeah.
Why is this?
I love this custom model. What's
But,
happening?
I think you were on the wrong part of the ladder.
Is that like if everyone were to do sands, that would that's what would happen?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's like the more recent Sans model.
That's amazing.
I don't know if you also noticed his sword, but the tip of his sword is in the shape of a bone.
All right, so now we're going to check Angular and then go to Wind Temple.
So when are you going to take my idea into account for the overworld music, Woofer?
What do you mean?
Where it just plays the opening bit over and over again?
Oh. I'd prefer the opening notes of Megalovania. Over and over.
I suggested in the suggestion part to randomize music or something like that.
It's a thing now.
It is?
Random music, yeah. It's going to be in the next version.
Nice. Because I thought Ocarina of Time had that. And there were some instances where it was like the Lon Lon Ranch race music on like a Ganondorf fight or something. So he's doing a quick version of Angular Isles. Saves like a quarter of a second.
There's a faster strat, but it's hard.
With how fast block pulling out, like how,
Yeah, it doesn't
how much
matter anymore.
faster it's would save a couple seconds with the with a slow block pulling out, but it's fast.
Please.
It's actually harder than it looks.
Yeah, that chest hitbox is kind of weird.
Okay.
Okay.
I guess we have to go to Windfall anyway, so. So Moblin's letter is the letter that you're supposed to get from the postman?
Yeah.
It's the one that you actually give to Maggie.
So yeah, we're gonna do that. Hopefully get the sword. Either way, we're going to Wind Temple.
Alright, Jesus, please. Look at all these frame perfect rolls, slow down.
I slowed down.
I appreciate that those are some of the only stairs in the game that you don't bonk on.
Yeah, it's super inconsistent which stairs are like that.
I wonder why they have certain stairs that are just slopes and others that are
I think they
actual
got
walls.
lazy at some point in development and started doing whichever one of those is easier. Oh,
Oh.
Oh,
I see how
excellent.
it is. All right, I guess we're going through Wind Temple.
You. It's still gonna be a sub 2 hour seed.
And pretty close to a full clear. Probably.
Good.
Just random collision there, I guess. In Wind Temple, we're looking for a small key, a Master Sword upgrade, and maybe a boss key. Maybe.
Yeah, boss key would make things a bit easier because then we wouldn't need chest storage, but it's not really a problem either way.
Worst case scenario, we'll need 2 keys. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, if we need to find the sword somewhere deep inside the dungeon.
Ideally, if the game was like really nice, it would put the sword in either like the first room or like the very last room, just because they're on the way.
Well, the last room,
The last room's
would-
kind of slow.
I'd probably check that last. So
Yeah. I guess more of the way I was saying, like, if you happen to already know for whatever reason.
yeah.
Wow. I thought you were going to miss that.
Sans don't miss. Okay, well, I guess we're not doing chest storage.
A little bit of a fun fact, those 2 switches are not in the JP version. The 2 switches right
Yeah.
there.
It was so weird when I found that out.
What are those switches even for?
They moved the gate thing that I
Oh,
blew with the
okay.
leaf.
I don't even know why they're there. Like, they're not in the JP version, so.
They're completely unnecessary.
They're for the Americans who have more difficulty with such complex puzzles.
And then they didn't add them on the later sections. They're exactly the same puzzle.
So right now we're just using Makar to get through this dungeon for the first part up to the main hub room, and then once the hub room is accessed, then we basically do the whole dungeon. But for some
So,
reason, you still have to trigger
In the
this one.
vanilla game, Makar would get taken by the hands here, but in Randomizer he doesn't. So we can just leave the room, come back, and it'll spawn him at the bottom here.
Way quicker than trying to fly him back over to Link.
Yeah, which I used to do.
Plebs. I used to do it too. Master Sword.
Nope.
Close enough. Bane of Evil's existence right there.
No L sliding.
So I'm trying to shoot this warp pot to save me a little bit of time later. Because Makar goes through warp pots now.
What a beautiful addition that was.
Yeah. Makes Earth Temple and Wind Temple routing a lot easier, and you get way more options.
Do you remember when I got terrible RNG there?
Yeah.
The hand literally grabbed you right when you
Yep.
went down. Yeah. I've seen it happen like just a handful of times.
Handful.
Yeah, you see what I did there?
It was like the first time I realized you could even just
That's the
immediately.
wrong song.
It was the first time I realized that you were able to even just directly hit it with a Deku Leaf while standing on top of the Iron Boot platform. So I was like, oh hey, I'm going to do this just because it's fast, and then I immediately got grabbed.
Yeah, you can skip this stone. It's very hard though.
Hard mini boss room. Actually, this is the mini boss room. This is just the big key room.
Those used to be mini bosses.
Yeah,
Now there's 3 of them as casual enemies.
it's to show that the game got hard. As you can tell, that was very hard.
Well,
Nice.
That's
it's pretty
good
good.
to have, actually.
So now we are just looking for the sword.
This room is sucky as a casual, but really easy if you
Hope I have
know the
enough
cool
magic.
strats.
You might be cutting it close.
Oh, we're good.
So just doing a backflip up those slopes and then pulling out your leaf for the top saves you from having to do the puzzles in this room, which are just like opening up doors and flying across wind cyclones, which takes forever. The placement of this warp pod is incredibly convenient that you can snipe it with a fire arrow.
Yeah, and it's next to this thing too.
I think I used that fire arrow strat when I was a casual. Back in my casual days.
Yeah, definitely having a car come with you now during the warp pot is really nice for especially routing this dungeon, because otherwise it wouldn't. I don't know if it would really be worth it to open up the warp pot just because you need to bring
Yeah.
the car back here.
Yeah, I used to not open it up.
In the earlier developments of the randomizer, the partner would always go back to the beginning of the dungeon. Whereas, like in the vanilla, I think they would stay in
That was scary.
they would stay in the same place you left them. If you pull out a bomb when you enter this door, you save like 2 seconds. Ooh.
Oh, I know.
I try to remember
Baby
all the
strats.
doors, but I don't remember them all.
I'm not getting any doubles.
I don't know how some of these aren't doubles.
Rip magic.
I have soup. It's fine.
Soup is infinite magic in this game, which makes it the best item in the world. Correct me if I'm wrong though, but soup duping doesn't work if soup is on Z. Nice.
Hello. What? I
Us.
think it should work.
It does.
I
It
think
should
you just
work.
need to press the buttons.
Yeah. Z's just really awkward to do it on. Is that a milk bottle?
Yeah. Sans bottle.
You milk drinker?
Why do you think he has such strong bones?
It also obviously doesn't work doing soup glitch if you end up swapping to another bottle.
Well, no, it does.
I
You
tried
just-
doing it
you
before.
dupe it.
Just, oh,
Okay, bottom right.
yeah.
I have a hard time with that. That's an odd shot where just the collision and textures don't work out with Link there.
As long as you aim towards like that bottom spot, it tends to work pretty consistently.
Nice outside.
I usually do a side hop in that door just to put.
Yeah, I forgot to.
Gosh, oops. So much help between. Obviously, all the strats you're doing allow you to win, so that's basically what you're going.
Maybe
for
I'm just
with
getting
Wind
lucky every
Randomizer.
time.
You just make all the right guesses.
Yeah.
Well, I had a theory that since you had a hand in like developing the tracker program, that logically you would probably be
That was true for the first tourney. Oh god. Don't take me.
take me away.
It tends to be fine if as long as you just roll straight past
Yeah.
him. Oops. This is a wonderful skip right here.
Yeah, that's why we don't need Makar.
It's also extremely easy to do.
And it's officially not a glitch, because it's allowed in WindWaker glitchless. So I am not cheating.
It is a developer's oversight, and that is not a glitch. The fact that they even left that in the HD version is okay.
I mean, it's great.
Didn't have anybody test that part when they played the game, I guess.
This fight can be highly amusing in multiple ways. This fight is a great example of how wonderful L targeting is in this game.
When you beat this fight on the Japanese version, you can crash the game. But not on English, which is good.
Kind of bringing up nightmares there for me. You're 3.5 hours into your run, basically, and then you, for no reason, this fight will just crash on you. It's random. There's things you can do to like reduce the chances
Yeah.
of it happening, but even then, it still isn't 100%.
So you can get some quick hits if you end up aiming properly.
Yeah, we'll see if I do that. Oh. Was that? I don't even
I think
know.
you were too late. I think
Okay.
it was a good angle.
No, the angle's fine. I used to be so good at air snipes.
You should just L target him in the air. Seems to work better in my opinion.
Get out of the
Sometimes game
way.
doesn't really L target. Or it
Oh,
doesn't.
Oh hey,
children.
you know, if I was a mother, I would not send my babies to kill the things that are killing me. But what do I know?
Do you think that skeleton next to the health bar is my health?
It could be.
I'm bad. That's fine. I need to practice that though. Otherwise I'll lose to Dean.
Monk ass. In the WindWaker Randomizer tournament, there's, I don't even know, 20-ish people, and right now it's like Trog, Gymnast, and Woofers is like the big scary people we gotta watch out for. But they've also been speedrunning / had a hand in like tassing the game, and they know an incredibly large array of knowledge that's somewhat useless to a point. Or it was.
Oh, I am really close to the warp.
I was about to say, are you on it?
No, I think I'm.
You're just in front of it. No, you're just in
Yeah,
front
I'm
of
good.
it. That would suck if you were literally in the warp and the Triforce was outside of it. I think Linkus7 had this happen in his 100% run where he landed in
I mean,
the
you can
warp.
avoid it by just killing Mulcair in a better spot.
I've tried to manipulate it in my favor, but I don't like know where.
If you get
to
the air
go.
snipes, it's not a problem. But I guess in HD you can't do that.
No. Because HD is cool. With Merman swimming and. So it's cool to mention we have go mode, so we're just gonna head to the end of the game, which is about 10 minutes from now.
Yep.
Overall, this is a pretty good seed.
Oh yeah, very good. Never had to double dip into a dungeon other than what Popprint. That doesn't
Yeah.
really count.
Longest dungeon that you had to actually deal with happened to be Tower of the Gods. It felt like, at least.
It's always the longest dungeon. I'll take Earth Temple and Wind Temple over Tower of the Gods.
Yeah.
Just because of the amount of stuff you can do within the two that at least
I mean,
gets you
also
there
Earth
faster.
Temple and Wind Temple, when they're possibilities, you can get the thing where you skip parts of the chests because
Yeah.
of go mode. So
Goma mode. But sadly, this isn't the JP edition because this barrier would be skippable, or this cutscene. would be
where's the
skippable.
hat?
Where'd the hat go?
It's gone.
I think he has to take it off or pay respects to the barrier. Rip
Please
barrier.
press F.
Rip barrier from 2002 to 2019.
Every time I hear that barrier break, I feel like the glass noise is a bit misplaced. It sounds like it's for something that is the wrong size.
If I don't practice my rolls, I might fall behind just because of that. Most of these rolls are frame perfect.
Eh,
It's the CRT.
Is that less
this is a
lag?
PVM, excuse me?
What's the difference?
Very slight. It means that this is a very special CRT.
Today I learned.
It's special because it's not called a CRT.
I like to do the strat at this door where you side
Yeah.
to the side.
It's
just-
actually faster.
I just like to show things off. Yes.
I think it saves like a second just because it skips the door opening animation. Oh, I already have light arrows. Sick.
Oh shit.
Buddy, don't move.
If you're really unlucky, you'll end up getting an attack where Phantom Ganon ends up spawning multiple guys. And it can be a little bit painful just
It'll-
getting here and then wasting time.
It will always be the one directly behind you when it spawns, though. Out of the 5, you
Yeah.
just do a 180 and then shoot.
I haven't gotten that attack on Phantom Ganon in a very long time. I think it's always been the red ball. I don't know if Lago did that by accident?
I got it once, and because I had only gotten it once then, I had no idea what to do about it, so I just got stuck there for like a minute longer than I ever should have.
I was doing a 80% for HD, but I got to the part where you kill the last Phantom Ganon for the light arrow chest, and he red balled me, and I did the spin attack, and I shot it back at him. I did it 4 times, and it didn't work any of the 4 times that he was supposed to fall down. So it's like if you don't like send the orb back at the correct timing or something like that, it just doesn't work. So we got a quick snipe coming in here, hopefully.
Oh, that was early.
Interesting.
I'm bad.
So that first snipe is always consistently up and to the left, but your timing just has to be there. And then the other shots, you can either have good timing when he's wagging, or you can wait until he fires his giant arms at you. I usually find just waiting ends up being
Yeah.
way easier.
As long as you get like one snipe or the quick snipe at the start, then you can just wait out the other 2 shots, and it's pretty consistently fast-ish.
The task for that fight.
I don't know, how are you going to deal with this phase, though?
Be slow.
Okay.
If you stand on a specific spot on the floor, you can manipulate his position to not get stuck on the chandelier above, which saves like 4 seconds, and it's free.
I'm gonna have to learn that.
Well, you just watch my stream. I'll just stand in a specific spot on the circle, and it comes down a lot faster than this. Do you do crypt shot?
No.
You should.
This is the soup thing I was talking about, by the way. As you can see, I get the half.
If you dupe an empty bottle over a full thing of soup, then you get a
Oh.
half soup. But if you dupe a half soup over an empty bottle, you get nothing.
Yeah.
That might have been what happened.
But I mean, you still get the soup use.
Cryptic told me you can do that with bombs too. If you run out of bombs, you can do
Yeah,
bombs.
yeah. You can do it with the Tingle Tuner, I think, to get Link to hold a bomb over his head.
I have an app on my phone for Zelda Alarm Clock, which is all Zelda music theme, everything. And this is one of the options of music to wake up to. Puppet Gan in 3rd phase. Just pretty terrifying to wake up to. I've done it.
Sounds like a decent alarm.
There's also Majora's Mask Clocktown 3rd Day, which I like to use.
You just kind of wake up in a cold sweat going, crap, the world's about to end.
Crap, we're all gonna die.
Time to go to class.
Oh, no cutscene. So nice.
Yeah, Ganon's Tower is super fast with that cutscenes. It's a lot of fun.
If you mash A on that rope, you randomly go up it.
You think I can mash? I need to save myself for the later rounds of the tournament. I actually don't know why I don't do that.
Even if you like mash like 3 times, very, very spaced out, you'll still get it. I think it has something to do with you jumping into the rope
Yeah.
as you're swinging forward into it at the same time. Are you gonna do the special climb? It's pretty interesting that I'm about to do a run of a completely different game, and yet the ends are still basically the same minus this hook shot part. What's a hook shot? Must be nice.
Oh, it's very nice.
Oh,
Oh,
so that happened.
okay.
Alright, so we're gonna be here for an extra minute and a half, I guess.
I don't know if I canceled it or if I hookshotted the wrong thing.
Maybe we should have a Gooby jump off and die.
Yeah.
Jump off again and tower and die. Something I do like about this part, though, is the fact that there's no music and it's just your sound effects right now.
I feel like it really adds to the moment when you accidentally fell or fall all the way down to the bottom. It really lets you hear your anger at accidentally doing that.
All right. Now I can fight Ganon.
The soup plus Ganon equals fast. So I don't think you can one cycle him without soup.
Okay, that was perfect. So I kept soup because I ran into that barrier, which gave me invincibility. And also I was in the right spot for Zelda to actually hit him. So yeah, time's coming up really soon.
He wakes up.
Right when the sword hits Ganon's head.
Right when it plunges through his...
Uh,
Oh,
okay.
okay.
And time.
The sword is thrust deeply into his spinal
Nice.
column. 156.10. That's only a time I could dream of getting.
Yeah, nicely done.
Dang.
Isn't that what you got in the last race?
No, I got a 2 hours and 2 seconds.
Oh,
Not
okay.
rip. Ganon kept kicking me in the face. I couldn't get sub 2. The race with Lolly Cry too. Lol, I cry.
Feel free to give any shout outs or any final words, whatever you'd like.
Shoutouts to ZFG1.
Shoutouts to
Host us, please.
Toby Fox for making this amazing game.
Lego Lunatic. Ray Kilt and all the Rando boys, if they're still watching. Obviously, they're awesome.
Shoutouts to Vesper for having the race mode idea.
Shoutouts to Vesper for being the only person for beating Woofers. So
Yeah, and
far.
he's not in the new tournament, so.
Your only competition's out. Dang.
Yeah, you're now unbeatable. How does that feel?
Jim will beat me. He's too good.
I wonder if he's just practicing up, waiting.
I just want to say, with you coming under estimate like that, you threw us back on track or back on schedule.
Yeah.
Cool, just for me to mess around and mess that up again.
Hello, Sans. Goodbye.
You're about to get very wet. Or not.
He lost his hat again. But he got this giant tunic hat on.
Is Sans actually Link? Game theory. Sans, no.
Oh, crap, he's dead.
And that's how it ends.
And now we skip the other half of the game, which was the credits. Well,
For the run. It was great. So next up we have The Legend of Zelda WindWaker HD by Dean. So we'll get set up for that. Stay tuned.